To understand Army of the Dead is to understand the unrestrained id of its creator, Zack Snyder. Released in 2021, this film was not merely a return to the zombie genre for the director who revitalized it with his 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. It was a declaration of independence. Liberated from the constraints of rigid cinematic universes and studio interference, Snyder utilized this Netflix vehicle to smash two distinct genres, the heist film and the zombie apocalypse, into a chaotic, blood-soaked particle collider. The result is a film that is loud, visually polarization, and surprisingly dense with mythological subtext, demanding to be read not just as an action movie, but as a tragic opera set against the ruins of American excess. The film opens with a prologue that acts as a microcosm of Snyder's entire career, a collision of the mundane and the fantastic. A military transport moves a payload from Area 51, a secret so volatile it is contained within a shifting box of heavy metal. The subsequent crash and the release of Zeus, the patient zero of this outbreak, sets the tone immediately. This is not the slow, creeping dread of Romero's original vision. This is explosive, kinetic horror. Zeus does not merely bite, he obliterates. The credits sequence that follows is a masterclass in visual storytelling, arguably one of the finest in cinema history. Set to a lounge singer cover of Viva Las Vegas, we witness the fall of Sin City in slow-motion tableaus. We see the desperation, the failed containment, the paratroopers descending into hell, and the sheer overwhelming tide of the undead. In these few minutes, Snyder establishes a history that other franchises would take 3 movies to build, painting a picture of a world where Las Vegas has become a walled-off kingdom of the dead, a neon sarcophagus waiting to be cracked open. The narrative engine kicks into gear with a proposition that is pure noir. Scott Ward, played with a soulful, weary gravity by Dave Bautista, is flipping burgers in a purgatorial existence when he is offered a ticket out. The mission is deceptively simple: penetrate the quarantine zone of Las Vegas, break into the vault of the Olympus Casino, and retrieve $200 million before the United States government nukes the city off the map. It is the classic Ocean's 11 setup, but stripped of its tuxedoed glamour and replaced with tactical gear and existential dread. Bautista's performance is the anchor of this chaotic vessel. He plays Ward not as an invincible action hero, but as a man haunted by the memory of killing his own infected wife in front of their daughter. His physical bulk is contrasted by a profound sadness, making him a compelling protagonist who is fighting for redemption rather than just riches. Visually, the film is a radical experiment. Snyder, acting as his own cinematographer, shot the entire film using custom-made Canon Dream lenses. The result is a razor-thin depth of field where only the absolute center of the frame is in sharp focus, while the rest melts into a creamy, ethereal blur. This artistic choice was polarizing, but it serves a specific narrative function. It renders the zombie-infested Las Vegas not as a gritty reality, but as a dreamscape, a hallucination of a dead world. The out-of-focus backgrounds filled with shimmering casino lights create a sensation of claustrophobia and disorientation, forcing the audience to focus intensely on the characters' faces, trapping us in their immediate emotional reality amidst the chaos. The ensemble cast that surrounds Ward represents a cross-section of desperation. There is Maria Cruz, the mechanic and Ward's unrequited love, Van der Rohe, the philosopher-soldier with a buzzsaw, and the standout character, Ludwig Dieter. Dieter, the German safecracker, serves as the audience surrogate, a man who screams at the horror but reveres the artistry of the vault he must crack. The relationship between the stoic, hyper-masculine Van der Rohe and the nervous, delicate Dieter provides the film's beating heart. Their banter evolves into a genuine bond, grounding the absurdity of the premise in human connection. Furthermore, the inclusion of Marianne Peters, the helicopter pilot, represents a technical marvel of the production. Due to casting changes, Tig Notaro was digitally inserted into the film in post-production. The seamlessness of this integration is a testament to the visual effects team, as she interacts with characters she never actually shared a set with, delivering a dry, cynical wit that cuts through the melodrama. However, the true innovation of Army of the Dead lies in its antagonists. Snyder reimagines the zombie not as a mindless consumer of flesh, but as a new societal order. The Alphas, led by the intelligent and physically imposing Zeus and his queen, are not rotting corpses but evolved beings. They have a hierarchy, a language of guttural screams, and even a twisted sense of love and reproduction. The revelation that the queen is pregnant, until the fetus is tragically cut from her undead womb, introduces a biological horror that suggests these creatures are replacing humanity, not just eating it. They wear capes, ride undead horses, and protect their own. By humanizing the monsters, Snyder complicates the morality of the heist. The humans are arguably the invaders here, violating the sovereignty of a new kingdom for the sake of paper currency that is about to be worthless. Beneath the surface of the gore and gunfire, the film is riddled with bizarre anomalies that suggest a much deeper, more cyclical nightmare is at play. Throughout the movie, there are hints that this is not the first time this team has attempted the heist. Van der Rohe delivers a monologue suggesting they might be trapped in an infinite time loop, destined to die and retry this mission for eternity. This theory is supported by visual Easter eggs, the skeletons found near the vault wearing the exact same clothing as the current team, implying they are looking at their own corpses from a previous cycle. Furthermore, careful observation reveals that some of the zombies spark blue blood and metallic skeletons when shot, implying they are actually government cyborgs or surveillance drones placed to monitor the undead. Snyder layers these elements without explanation, creating a dense mythology that invites frame-by-frame analysis, transforming a simple action movie into a puzzle box. The climax of the film is a crescendo of nihilism. The heist, predictably, goes wrong. The team is not dismantled by the zombies alone, but by human greed and betrayal, personified by the character of Martin, the corporate shill. As the nuclear clock ticks down, the film strips away the fun, leaving only tragedy. Dieter sacrifices himself to save Van der Rohe, locking him in the vault, the only safe place from the nuclear fire. Ward achieves his goal of reconciling with his daughter, Kate, only to die moments later, turning into the very thing he spent his life hunting. The final interaction between father and daughter is heartbreakingly visceral, ending with Kate having to kill her father, mirroring the trauma Scott suffered at the start of the film. The cycle of trauma is complete. The epilogue offers a final, dark punchline. Van der Rohe emerges from the rubble of the nuclear blast, having survived inside the vault, the ultimate survival bunker. He treks across the irradiated wasteland, secures a private plane, and toasts to his survival with the stolen money, only to discover a bite mark on his arm as the plane descends toward Mexico City. The needle drop of the cranberries, zombie, is not subtle, but it is effective. It signals that the containment has failed. The hubris of thinking one could rob the dead and walk away unscathed is punished. The infection is no longer local, it is global. Army of the Dead is, ultimately, a film about the futility of materialism in the face of death. It paints a picture of a world where humans will literally walk into the mouth of hell for a payoff they may never spend. It is a messy, sprawling, ambitious beast of a movie that refuses to play by the rules of standard blockbuster pacing. By blending high-octane violence with surprising emotional depth and a visual style that borders on the psychedelic, Zack Snyder created a modern cult classic that is as much a tragedy as it is a creature feature. It stands as a testament to the idea that in a world consumed by death, the only thing more dangerous than the monsters outside is the greed within.